So I'm going to introduce our first speaker, Natalie Johnson. She's been the executive director of the Manitou Art Center for 6.5 years. She is also the director of the Manitou... Yes. She's also the director of the Manitou Springs Creative District. She is here to help us kick off the 30th anniversary celebration. Thank you, Natalie.
Years. 30 freaking years. It's crazy, right? I mean, it's crazy that a community of 5,000 said that they needed a 10,000 square foot art center, and they were right. And it's also crazy to think that the art center has survived recessions and fires and floods and vandalism and changes in leadership and funding. And it's still here and it's still going strong. And it's big. It's really big. Yeah. And when I think about the name, so thank you, Warren. He's here tonight. He helped us with the Manitou Art Center name change. But for the first 25 years, we were the Business of Art Center. And then we became the Manitou Art Center about 5 years ago. And then I always like to mention that brief period where we were the Center for Contemporary Art and Craft. And I want any of you here that were involved with that name change to know that we still get our Colorado Springs utility bill to the Center for Contemporary Art and Craft. So that name lives on here until someone does anything about that. But there's a lot of things at the Art Center that haven't changed. And so when I think about our galleries, we still have our 4 galleries here. They're all booked 3 years out. We still have our Wonderkind high school art show. It's celebrating the 20th anniversary next year. Yeah. And then we still have our members gallery. That's our longest running program. And that actually will be our next intake is the first Wednesday in December. And then, of course, we have organizations like Concrete Couch that have been here for years and have really been an anchor for us throughout the years. Yeah. So, so as much as I feel like things have changed, there's a lot that's the same. And then sometimes it's just the terminology that changes. That when you think about the term makerspace or co-working space, that sounds new. And I want to say that the Art Center was both of those things 30 years ago, that we always had tools that we shared and spaces where people worked communally. And so I just think it's kind of funny that I guess in some weird way, the Manitou Art Center was sort of a hipster organization in that respect. But in addition to all of those things, we have sort of changed and adjusted, right? I mean, the space you're in today, many people got married here, and now it's a wood and metal shop. So things have definitely changed throughout the years, but I do feel like we've stayed true to some of those core values that really made us who we were from the beginning. So when you walk into the Art Center, we now have La Baguette is opening a restaurant up front. We have a number of office spaces upstairs that we rent out. We have about 65 events a month at the Art Center, and a lot of those are just different groups in the community that need a space to do what they want to do. And then, like I mentioned, we have our wood and metal shop. In the back here, we have E11. We have our preschool. They'll be celebrating their 5th anniversary here. And then you walk next door, and that's where we have our design lab. So we have the 3D printers, we have the laser cutters, we have software, we have Twill, we have Textiles West Innovation Lab, so we have a whole textile center. And then we have all the old school stuff that we always had. We still have our dark room, we still have our clay studio, we still have paper making and print making and screen printing and all of those things. And again, when we sort of talk about when we talk to other organizations that have started up in the last several years, they'll say, how do you have this depth of equipment? And we'll say, we've just been around a long time. We've just been adding, and we've kept all the things that we love. And so right now we have 2 different ways that you can use the equipment at the Art Center. We do still have our regular studio artist spaces. So we have about 20 folks that have dedicated spaces, but then we also have a membership program. And so for $50 a month, you can come in and use the equipment and leave. And so we have about 65 folks doing that right now. And so when you put everything together, we do have about 100 people that have 24/7 access to this space and are actively using everything that we have here. So we feel really good about that too, that we've really been able to increase the access that people have. And so that brings us to the Lori Cohen Endowment Fund of the Manitou Art Center. And again, an organization that has been around for 30 years, like we really believe that we need an endowment, that we need stability, and we need sort of an income source that we can rely on. We're in the process of putting in an elevator up front. We got a community development block grant to do that, which is really exciting because we've had an elevator shaft for about 20 years. And then we recently got a new furnace next door on our 513 building, and it was a $26,000 expense, and we were able to do that. And I feel like all of these things are really big steps for our organization. So Lori Cohen Charitable Trust gave us $125,000 as a match to sort of launch our endowment. And I just think that this is a lot of, they believe in us and what we're doing. And I think the most exciting part about that is that we have until July of 2019 to make that match. But the more exciting part is that we've already raised the first $65,000. And so, yeah. And so we really believe and we know that we're going to make that match. And then we also know that $250,000 will provide the foundation that we need to really grow and develop that endowment. And this is a big step for us. And so I do feel like everything that we're doing is really starting to pay off, and we're getting into a position where we are definitely going to be around a long time. So thank you so much for being a part of that, because we do always joke that it's hard to throw a rock and not hit someone who has been a part of the Art Center. So we've come a long way, baby. I always look at our old poster. The redhead is sort of passively posing for the portrait, and then in the new poster that we're launching tonight, she is actively participating in the Art Center as a welder. And so it was kind of a fun play on that. So yeah, so 30 years, 30 freaking years, and of course, here's to 30 freaking more.